Yo guys, what is going on? Nickname is just Yellow, and today this Norwegian hardcore PC gamer is gonna talk about the competitive nature of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Quickly about this game though, even though again some people in the ESL tournament had a terrible time on the cobblestone, I had a decent time here, even though again my aim was shaky, so I do apologize for that. So anyways, let's talk about Counter-Strike being a family show game or not, alright? Because some people, they won't really understand these kind of things, but then again that is why I want to explain it, and with that comes a lot of information about people's different ages, what you learn and when, but also a little bit about you know, markets and how they work, and thus what kind of demographic Counter-Strike is catered towards, alright? People just need to understand these things, because apparently a lot of people, they just don't have the knowledge. When you get that knowledge, you'll understand pretty fast, or as soon as you are a part of this knowledge, or the subjects rather, you'll understand that Counter-Strike is not really that much of a family-friendly show or game, you know. By show, I mean, you know, obviously events casted for multiple people. It just, by nature, it's not made for it, sorry. So the basis around CSGO is a game that is incredibly technically tight. You can play the game at incredibly low ping, high frame rate. The mechanics are fucking spot on. Like, if you fuck up in CS, there's a huge probability that you either made a terrible decision or you didn't do what you were supposed to do, because you get punished for not doing the right thing. Which means that, you know, if you kill then somebody, they lost, and you lose when you get killed. Even though, again, the rounds and the total game is a completely different subject. So with that being the reality of CSGO, what types of players are we dealing with here, are we? Alright, so keep in mind that I actually like to split mental age and physical age in two halves. As a person, for example, I've been on the internet for so many years by now, that even if there aren't that many compared to certain other people out there, I've sponged up so much information, it's insane. So my technical, you know, mental age as a person, and as my person, you know, with interest to information stuff, my mental age would be a lot older than what I'm technical at. I won't talk about that, but yeah, so there's that. And the same goes for anybody universally, even more so when it then comes down to competition, but also being a part of the internet and catering towards, or rather being a part of the raw, harsh nature of stuff that goes down on the internet, you know? Everything from an excessive amount of gore content, to pornographic content, to insane or weird or awesome content, to hilarious or just very nerdy content, to games, a fuck ton of games, alright? That's just a part of the internet, and with that a lot of people will curse, a lot of people will not care, and a lot of people are just outright going to, you know, cause harm or cause good, and that is just a part of life, essentially, all squeezed together in one lovely part of reality that we call the internet. And with that comes a lot of video games, and with that comes a lot of people playing those video games, even more so in CS. A lot of those players and people have been on the internet for many years. We played 1.6 or versions before that. I personally played 1.6, so there's that. Just, you know, a couple hundred hours. But it still renders a couple of us just veterans in terms of internet time, you know, very much fucking, you know, like, we don't really care about bullshit, alright? Somebody sitting down and acting as if they're a fucking splendid noble can get incredibly annoying and almost not suitable for a game about a raw competition in which it's all on a high level by any kind of depth, whether or not you're playing, you know, by tactics or by raw high-level skill, or if you're playing, you know, in same place and trying to test your limits of the possibilities of the game. You know, it's just the nature of the beast. And so with that, a lot of people, they're all like, you know what, we need to cater towards other kind of mediums that are made incredibly shallow and hollow and just fucking, they're made for everybody. They're made for Lisa down the street that love knitting and race cars and occasionally a couple of guns. And when Anders and Semler, the best casters in the world from Room on Fire, cast the ESL event, and she's occasionally, you know, checking out Mario, but suddenly she see this event on Twitch, for some fucking insane reason, ESL want her to watch, you know, even though, again, she only spent, like, you know, half an hour on the internet, aside from her phone, on Facebook, of course, on the internet. Like, you can't do that. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I could probably make better examples. There are probably worse examples out there, but that's, so to speak, the benchmark. There's a lot of dudes at vastly different ages. Some people will, you know, have their hormones being fucking around with, and some people will be incredibly old, fucking, you know, battle-trained veterans per se, in which doesn't give a shit about anything really, which me to a certain degree is one of those kind of people. You kind of sort of, you're not necessarily forced to, but you should almost always, at least by benchmark, cater towards those people, because those people are by the general you know, the most general kind of way of looking at the game, those are the pro players out there, you know, by age, you know, 20 to up to like almost 30. I think Neo or Taz are like at 30 or something, and that being the nature of the game, why would you cater towards something else? I thought you were hitting this kind of market, you know, gamers that are competing in a shooter game in which there are headshots and C4 bricks and Molotovs and, you know, killings and stuff, instead of other things. So yeah, it's just a little interesting thing I figured I would get out there, because a lot of people, they just don't enjoy cursing in my videos or in the game, and people just don't enjoy the Take TV event. I think you should try and reevaluate exactly what you're doing, because the environment around Counter-Strike is not as... you know, fine and dandy as you might think, alright? But then again, that's reality, welcome. Some of us have been here for a long time. So anyways, thanks for watching, hopefully you learned something. If you want to learn more about CS and maybe get a lot better as well, you could think about subscribing maybe. Anyways, thanks for the support, have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play, people.